How's everyone doing? Let me know if you can hear me fine and we'll get started. Okay, that's perfect. So, as you can recall, at the start of this monthly candle, I did say we were going to be reaching into this monthly fair value gap, and we've seen that that has happened. And I also said that we're going to get a deeper retracement into this fair value gap because look at ES. Okay, ES is lagging. It hasn't even reached the previous monthly low yet. So, in order for these assets to correlate, although they are correlating, they're both going down, ES has to catch up to what Nasdaq has done. Okay, it doesn't have to necessarily, but the most common thing is ES is going to have the bigger expansions to the downside so we can catch up to the Nasdaq. And that doesn't mean that Nasdaq won't stop distributing to the downside. It still can, and it still will if the ES is moving. But the ES is just going to do it faster because it has to catch up. Weekly time frame. Okay, we can see the assets clearly depict the Nasdaq as the weaker pair, and that was obviously evident to us with the SMTs at the highs, right? There's multiple SMTs at the highs where Nasdaq kept creating higher highs. Sorry, ES kept creating higher highs and Nasdaq was failing to do so. And it was creating the SMT at a key level, right? Key levels. So a random SMT doesn't really matter, but an SMT at a key level where you expect a reversal to happen, that does make the SMT a lot stronger. So obviously previous week's low is right there on the ES. It might not have to take it this session. It might do it in the FOMC in the PM, but we'll see. Okay, 4-hour chart. Again, the weakness is visible clearly, right? There's not much retracements happening in Nasdaq, whereas ES is having the deeper retracements. And the high just so happens to form inside of this new week opening gap. So if we're inside this new week opening gap, it's relatively indecisive, right? We can still go up from here and do something like this, or vice versa, we can move down and do something like this, which is what I would prefer to see happen. Now, the reason why I'd prefer to see that happen is because Nasdaq has already left this new week opening gap. In terms of weekly profile, however, okay, in terms of weekly profile for Thursday and Friday, whatever happens today will tell us what Thursday and Friday is going to do. Okay, so if I do take a trade today, I'm not going to force myself to take a trade, or my objective isn't even to trade today. It's just to observe. But in terms of weekly profile, this looks like A, M, maybe one more manipulation, and then distribution to the upside to take out stops and highs here. Because we have had a fairly large move to the downside. So it's reasonable to take some stops, especially from a key level like the monthly fair value gap here. But that's going to be evidenced later on after the news events. And I strongly suggest you don't trade these news events for FOMC release and whatever, because whatever happens in the PM session, most of the times it's not a big move. Sometimes it is, but the real move actually happens in Asian session the following day. So after FOMC, there's going to be one move, and then in the Asian session, there's going to be a bigger move to the other side. That's what tends to happen. So this being the hourly chart here, we do have this inversion that I'm looking at. I'm not going to mark it out because what's more important to me is this fair value gap right here. So we have an hourly gap right there, and we have some areas of liquidity being the Asian session high right here, and another high right here, and obviously the lows. So when we're in the middle of a range like this, the best thing you can do is wait for one side to get taken. Because as long as we're in here in the middle of the range, we can go back and forth without meaningful expansion for as long as needs be. Okay, I'm going to mark out the midpoint here just so you can see. So we've gotten above the midpoint of the range, and it looks like we're using it to go higher. It's also aligned with the hourly fair value gap. ES has a fair value gap right here as well on the hourly time frame. And we have about 30 seconds until the market opens up. So on FOMC days, the AM session, I'm not saying you should skip it. I'm not saying it's going to be low probability, but most of the times it is. Okay, I have seen many cases where the AM session of FOMC days was actually a lot better than the PM session. And that just depends on where we are in price. Now here, I don't know, right? It's not a good area to be in price. If you go to the daily time frame, right? It's clearly bearish. We want to see expansion to the lows. But if we were, let's say, up here, then we can expect any session to be good to the downside. But now that we're at our targets, per se, you can't really expect any session to be good, right? So this is how you determine which is going to be high probability and low probability. It all depends on the daily time frame. Is the next daily candle clearly obvious where it's going to go? It was clearly obvious all of these days. Now, not so much, but I do favor the previous day low. And when you put inside of that session bias, it's going to be a lot harder to find the session bias if you don't know what the daily bias is going to be. So we're just going to have to play it minute by minute and see what price is telling us. We're currently rejecting from this 15-minute. New week opening gaps, I have the last 7 marked out. And it's the same with new day opening gaps, the last 7. So now, exactly what I said earlier, ES now has a lot more room to the downside than NASDAQ. So we're going to see the expansion in ES. And you can clearly see ES is already nearly at this low. NASDAQ is very far from it. So this is the concept of Six Sister, where NASDAQ was moving healthily to the downside, whereas ES was having a lot more deeper retracements and leaving the lows intact, right? And now it's time for the ES to catch up to the NASDAQ, and it will be the one to have the bigger moves to the downside. It's ES's turn to have the big moves now. That doesn't mean that you have to trade the ES over the NASDAQ, right? They're both fine, but up until now, ES had more manipulation to the upside. Now, ES has more distribution to the downside comparatively to the NASDAQ. So we'll see what happens here. This is the 15-minute time frame. You can see the difference on the hourly chart, right? This is an up close candle. Well, not close, but it's a bullish candle on the Nasdaq, whereas ES has a bearish candle. 5 minute. And then 1 minute. Now this red shaded area you see on ES, again, if you remember from the higher time frames, it's the new week opening gap. So we've reached the low end of the new week opening gap. Now, when I trade, even on the 1 minute time frame, 15-second time frame, whatever the case may be, I'm on the hourly time frame, visualizing how I want the next hourly candle to look like. Okay, I already discussed that we are above 50% of the range with the fair value gap aligned. I would expect price to go higher from here. And ES is still respecting the low end of this hourly fair value gap, right? It did not get inversed yet. So it would be fair to assume that in the next 23 minutes, we could possibly get an up close candle. And if that were to happen, and we get a respect of this, that might give you some information on what's going to happen next. But again, we're in the middle of the range. You shouldn't be trading to the highs or to the lows right now. You should wait for one side to get taken out first. And by the looks of it, right, Nasdaq is closer to this high. If we take out this high, create an SMT, and then get a shift to the downside in market structure, then it would make sense to take some shorts. Okay, right now if you're taking a trade, you're gambling, because the definition of gambling is a 50-50 probability, right? You don't know the outcome. This is the definition of 50-50 price action. It can go up or it can go down. But as traders, what makes us better than gamblers and more profitable is that we can put the odds in our favor and take trades that are 80% probable, 90% probable, 70%, right? That's still better than 50-50. But the thing about 50-50 probability is, if you take a trade in 50-50 probability conditions, you're probably going to lose. So it's not actually 50% of the time you will win and lose. You're pretty much always going to lose in these types of conditions, because they're just going to take your stop loss and then move in one way and then take your stop loss again if you re-enter, and then move the other way, and then it's just going to be back and forth, because that's what we are meant to do. Price is designed to do this at the equilibrium of a range. Okay, at 50%, we're meant to accumulate. Once we distribute away from the midpoint, then it makes sense to target the highs right here. Or if we distribute away from the midpoint to the downside, we can target the lows. But yeah, it's very. I want to emphasize that to make a lot of money in trading, you don't need to make trades that make a lot of money. Okay, I've said this before, but protecting your capital is a lot better. It's not a lot better. It's the best thing you can do. Because, for example, let's say I make on one account 1k today, tomorrow I make 2k, the next day I make 1.5k, and then the next day I blow everything. What's the point of that? I just wasted a week of my life and I have zero results. It's a lot more important to, instead of focus on the big wins, just focus on having small or no losses. Okay, that's like this account right here. I'm going to just move this here to hide the login details or whatever. Okay, so you can see the account balance here is 72,000. Okay, I can show you my calendar. I've never had a day with more than, maybe I have had a few, but the average is around $1,000 to maybe $700 to $1,000 is the average. But losing days, I don't have any. And if I were to have a losing day, it would be very small. Okay, that's how you can get a balance like this, is by taking small wins over and over and over and over and over again. This didn't happen overnight. This is over the span of a month. Okay, so in 1 month you can have a 22k balance on your accounts very easily, and that's 50% gain on the account in a month. Imagine what you can do in a year if you just take those small wins and not focus on the big ones. Because if you focus on the big wins, you're willing to take the big losses in the hope that you can have a big win. And we all know how that ends up. Is that paper account or funded? It's funded account. ES has a little RTH to the upside. Let me check the chart actually. Yeah, very small. So we've nearly reached 50% on ES. The fact that we failed to reach the 50% and we rejected away from it makes me think that we're going to continue going down, especially if you look at the NASDAQ. We manipulated higher and then we went back lower on the RTH chart. But that in itself is not a good enough reason to take a trade again, right? You need a lot of confidence behind your trades. You can't just take a trade because it has a small possibility that it could make you money. It's money focus versus skill focus, right? This is an art. It's not a game, right? You're not trying to just make money and see your account grow, because if you focus on making your account grow by making more money, you're going to do the opposite by the laws of the universe. Obviously, if you guys should know, if you watch my videos, how the laws of the universe work. So now it looks like price is going to continue going down, right? This is the type of price action that would indicate the price is going lower, right? This is the market structure. Create a high, reject it back below. Makes sense to see another low.
dysfunction. I'm dying slow, but the devil trying to rush me. See, I'm a fool for pain.
Danny, I already went over that, but FOMC and AM session usually, right, tends to be lower probability, but it doesn't have to be, right? Sometimes, not sometimes, even a lot of times, the AM session in FOMC is great. So it doesn't automatically mean that's going to be a low probability or a bad accumulation session. It can still move, and there can still be trades. But obviously, it's not going to be as good as some high probability days. It just depends. Again, as I said, it depends on where we are in price action, right? Low and high probability isn't determined solely by economic factors such as the FOMC coming out later on. It matters about structure. Look at this. Does this look like high probability or low probability? You don't even need to know what day it is. You don't even know what news is coming out. All you have to do is just look at this 15-minute chart. Does this look high probability or low probability to you? Right? This was obviously high probability. Okay? This was clear. It was obvious. It was high probability. It was expansion. Now look at this. What does this look like? It looks like nothing, right? It's a barcode. It's not going anywhere. So it doesn't matter if you expect some particular day to be high probability. It won't be, because we're in this higher time frame consolidation and range. So it's very important to focus on the higher time frames when you see chop, because the 1 minute time frame will entice you to take trades that you shouldn't be taking. Whereas if you remain on the 1 hour, the 15 minute, it tells you the story, right? It tells you that we're still respecting this gap, and we still need a candle closure on the ES to tell us what's going to happen next. And if the candle does close bearish, there's going to be a 1 hour fair value gap left behind. So that might be a nice area to go short from and then target the lows.
Like, what do you think is that? Hey, what do you think is that? I'ma pull up in a big body with the fucking Mac. And the ops try to turn my song off, run it back. Used to have a pack in my long johns, now I rap. If a nigga wanna act dog, got the Mac dog. I ain't got no fucking back dog. That's a man down. I ain't got the fucking 40. Next keep on spin back with the rule on air block dog. Swerving. How you look so perfect when you worst days? Double C versus you deserve it. Niggas in your DM, nigga Thursday. Such a curving, curvy little body looks surface. I'ma run your body, make you nervous. I like the way you keep up with your earnings. It's okay, the way that I live my life is amazing. Back to back, big bodies, no more dreams. Yeah, so much shit up in my mind, come yeah. When my niggas drop the sun, like it's scream, yeah. Baby, it's so easy, yeah. Waiting for a nigga like this, yeah. Said that my bitch was gay, got a billion streams, I'm a mainstream rapper. You shot coke and stole whole house, my brody a mainstream trapper. Come around us and get dead, they fuck for free, don't pay these brothers. Don't get confused, it's 90% grind, 10% talent. I wanna get paid and stay out the way, so what's with all of the chatting? If I'm feeling sad, then how did the odds go, bro? I can only imagine. I'm somehow still not used to the lifestyle, but I'm slowly adapting. I'm planning an exit route, I ain't trying to be 30 years old and rapping. Call me a cheat, but I'll own up to it, so you can't call me a liar. I never took drugs, all I did was sell them, so you can't call me a player.
Right. Now we can see the expansion from this 15-minute gap with the SMT and with the lower time frame market structure, right? We had a deeper retracement into the gap. This red box is the 15 minute, we can see how it's using the midpoint, right? Let's look at the midpoint here. We use that to go lower. And it's happening at a key time, this distribution lower, because that's the 15-minute candle opening. So it opens up here, manipulation, and then distribution. Now, if you're a scalper, right, and I mean a micro scalper in a sense, you can trade the 5-minute candle, right? So let's look at the 5-minute candle. Okay, that was very slow. But anyway, so when this 5-minute candle opens, right, get the manipulation higher, and on the 1 minute or 15 second or 30 second, on the lower time frames, it will give you evidence that this is just manipulation and we're going to distribute lower. You can enter short here and exit here, and that's it, you're done. That's your trade. I have taken those type of trades in the past, but that's not really the type of trades that I would like to trade more consistently. I would want to take the bigger moves, right? It's a lot better. You make a lot more with a lot less. In this one, it's a small range. Maybe it's a 1-to-1, 2-to-1. We all know that's not the type of trades I go for. So there's an SMT here again, right? If we zoom in, the 948 candle high was taken out by ES. It was not taken out on Nasdaq. So that's a small SMT, and we can see it more clearly on the 15 second, right? That's the SMT there. And where did that SMT happen? Right, at a key level. Because this gray box is an hourly fair value gap. So it happened at a key level, and there's also a 50-second gap here. So this wouldn't be a bad short. Right, and we can see the expansion that occurred from that SMT there. SMT at a key area, being the hourly fair value gap and the 15-second gap right here. It makes sense for a lower time frame distribution to the downside, especially when we have our bias and trend following in the same direction. So that's the low taken on ES, and this is not an SMT. Okay, because we're bearish, this is not an SMT. We only look at bearish SMTs. That's why I'm only marking out the SMTs at the highs, because we're bearish, right? We're bearish, so we mark out the SMTs at the highs. If we're bearish, why would you mark out the SMT at the low? You would expect the price to continue going lower. Now, that's a great expansion, right? Just from what I outlined there, 100 points in 3 minutes.
Always trying to hit the brake light. Saying fuck love, you wanna waste time.
830 opening price, yeah, I use that. It's this line right here. You can kind of see it. It's dotted. It's right there. That's 830. You should have taken those shorts. We'd be making big money right now. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, they're good shorts. Like it obviously makes sense to go short from here. Okay, but it's still not a great trade. I'm just looking for one trade a day, and that one trade, I want it to be the best trade of the day. Right, the trade that offers the most expansion, the most range in points, and the biggest directional move. So you have to be patient if you want to take the best trade. If you want to take multiple trades a day, then you can take this trade. You can take whatever trade you want. But yeah, we all know that's not how I operate. Why do I turn fair value gaps gray? Each color is... My fair value gaps are color coordinated. So 15-minute is red, hourly is gray.
We both know you a freak, you just in disguise. Don't be afraid to say that you love me, girl, it's okay, you don't have to be low-key. Don't be ashamed to say that you need me. Show me your pain, girl, I'll raise you up quickly. Don't be afraid to say that you love me, girl, it's okay, you don't have to be low-key. Don't be ashamed to say that you need me. Show me your pain, girl, I'll raise you up quickly. Baby, something ain't right. Always trying to hit the brake light. Saying fuck love, you wanna waste time. But when you wave, you hit my main line. Girl, you know I always make time. When you wanna smoke and get high. Anytime you hit the FaceTime, I'll roll on, we can crack a thick fly.
I'm getting used to this. The man I'm coming in looks like you coming in, I can get used to this. Well, that's a lie, cause I'm increasing the sum again, no, still immune to this. This flow's the stupidest, yet you can scrutinize. I'll still be stupid, the lifestyle I'm getting used to. First class, new view, painting they want to be seen to. Tell them go see me on YouTube.
You want a retracement to 50%? No. Why would you want that? See, I see so many people, especially on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, they want to see retracements to 50%. Why would you want to see a retracement if we're expanding? Right? In an expansion, especially a low resistance expansion, you don't want to see any retracements. This is enough of a retracement. If we mark out what percent of that retracement, is nowhere near 50%. 50% is right here. Worst case scenario, it reaches 50%. That doesn't mean if it reaches 50%, I want to enter short. I would rather enter short here because that means price is going to remain weak. The only reason price will return to 50% is if we're in a high resistance environment where we just keep going up and down, consolidation, or if you're wrong. If it reaches 50%, why not reach the highs up here? Because in a market maker sell model, right, I'll just draw it out. We go like this, take out the high, then go for the low, and then we expand towards here. If we were to go back to the 50% of this range here, we're not going to continue going low, we're probably going to go for the highs. Okay. OT, no guys, I just explained why that's absolute bullshit, right? OTEs and 50%. Why would you want an OTE or a 50% level in an expansion? You don't want to see retracements in your trades. You want the trades that are expanding, not... You don't want to enter off of a retracement either.
Every time, look at their faces, they know I'm stuff. 2,000 times. Came with these racks, I'm a dog. Flow like a butterfly, Lambo the beat. I take a shot with a pair of the seats. You see me popping, they staring at me. This ring, it cost me an hair on the key. I told my dentist to care of my teeth. We racking and both take a beat. This my job was 2003. Push started, you know I ain't leave. Forget, I'm pulling her on the catch. She do what I said she gon' fetch. I'm in this shit without regrets. Shit me in my coupe by SS. I feel when I walk, I'm possessed. These rolls look good on my flesh. These rolls roll straight to make yes. I'm blowing this shit like a jet ski. Come on, a bitch can't test me. Influence due by the next week. She chocolate, she like Nestle. Got broccoli pockets, is healthy. Binoculars and they Balenci. What the lit read? I'm trying to make 200 M please. Walk around with 10 BBS stone.
If it was a good short, Anbu would have taken it. Guys, I don't know if you misheard me. I said this is a great short. I called it out real time. I said this is a good short. There's SMT at the highs, 50-minute gap, key level being the hourly, right? Market structure is bearish. Everything made sense to go short here. So just because I don't take a trade doesn't mean this is a bad trade. And just because I can tell you what price is going to do and it does it, and I don't take a trade based off of that, that doesn't mean I'm missing out on anything. Okay, I always, right, I can always, and I do always know where price is going, right? And I can with a high degree of confidence say it's going to most likely go down from here and this would be a good short. That doesn't mean I have to take that trade though. I'm only looking for one good trade, like the best trade a day, and in my opinion this wasn't it, but this was still a good trade. So if you took this trade, it's definitely not a bad trade. But I'm waiting for 10 a.m. and that there we have it right here. Right, that's what I'm waiting for. On evals, around 500 per trade, depending on consistency rules. Like if it's a 40% consistency, I'll trade 400 risk going for a 3-to-1 so I can make 1.2k. That's the most you can make with 40% consistency, and then on a 50k count. And if it's 50%, I will go for $500 risk for a 3-to-1 to make 1.5k. So I pass my evaluations in the minimum number of days, either 2 days or 3 days. Yeah, 3-to-1s are very obtainable. 3-to-1s are very realistic. So that's why I'm risking an exact 3-to-1 figure to make the most amount that I can on that day. But okay. That is not how you want to be trading funded accounts, right? Obviously, evaluations, you want to get rid of them as quickly as you can so that you can pass them and then trade correctly on the funded stage. On the funded stage, I would never look at how much I need to make. Do you know what I mean? But on evaluations, it's the only way you can pass the evaluation in the minimum number of days. So I do that for that. But on the funded accounts, I don't ever have a target on how much I need to make. I just have, the only variable I care about is how much I'm risking and how much I am prepared to lose on a trade. That's all I care about. Why won't you trade a live personal account? You're already good at this. Look, guys, I said this before, but on a personal account, it's one account. I'm trading 50 accounts right now. So I'm making 50 times more money. Does that not make sense to you? Like if I had a personal account with, let's say, 100k starting balance, do you think I would have made 500k profit on that live account from the start of the year until now? Because I've taken out 500k in payouts this year. That's not possible on a live account unless you're absolutely over leveraging. How do I get over hesitation if it's holding me back? Hesitation is an indication that you shouldn't be taking that trade. If you're hesitating on a trade, you shouldn't be taking it. The trades that you should take will be obvious to you and it will make sense to you and you will not be hesitating. If you try to fix your hesitation by pressing a button, you're going to lose. Now, remember I said when we're at the 50% of the range, you cannot pick a direction. Now that we're all the way here, can you pick a direction? Well, we want to see these lows, obviously. If we're all the way down here, we should run towards these lows. And on ES, we have liquidity, a lot of liquidity here, here, here. And further liquidity to the downside being previous week's low. That's it right there. But you wait for more information to be given to you, right, to take the better trades. Because let's say you took a short out of impulse. In this candle here, you took a short. Now you're back at break even or maybe in a loss. So that's why you don't want to rush your entries or your trades. And if you ever take a FOMO trade, you should be out of that trade as quick as you can. So let's say you took a FOMO trade here because you want to catch the expansion. You shouldn't be holding this trade for too long, right? Because this is likely to happen. A high probability trade is a trade out of this area to then go down. If you're taking a FOMO trade or a lower probability trade, don't turn that into a swing trade looking for a 10 or. Just get in and get out. I would never suggest you take those type of trades anyway, but it doesn't matter what I say, I know some of you guys still will. So again, remember what I said earlier on in the day, in this live stream, Nasdaq is going to be stronger relatively to ES, and ES is going to be weaker. And we can see that by the size of the retracement is bigger on Nasdaq and it's a lot smaller on the ES. So shorts on ES will expand further, and we can see that by the SMT that was formed, right? ES took out this low, Nasdaq did not. How would you be at a loss or break even? I'm saying if you took a short chasing the move, let's say in this fair value gap you took a short chasing the move, then you'd be at break even or a loss. If you took this one, then you're chilling, right? Or even this one up here, you're fine. Price should never get back to your break even at these levels, and that's the type of trades that I would go for, is where price should never reach your entry level again. And if it does, it's going to go higher. It's a complete invalidation level. If you took a short here, it's not an invalidation level if price came back here, because it's a natural retracement. Now, what do we have? We have the first gap after 10 a.m. right here. See how we touched that IOFED? So we touch that gap right there and immediately expand away from it. You're saying you hesitated and it's playing out. Yes, it's playing out. It is, but it's still not. According to the model, right? You need displacement below the 10 a.m. opening price to confirm that we're in the expansion phase of the candle delivery. You can take this trade as the more advanced entry, but that's going to be lower probability because we can still go out and take out this high again. But it doesn't look like we will, right? It's a nice move. And obviously bearish. We have been bearish for a long time. Since the start of the month, I said we're going to be bearish. I don't remember taking any long trades in a long time, actually. Trading drawdown shouldn't be an issue if you're risking appropriately. Of course, with trading drawdown accounts, you should be taking partials at least regularly. Yeah, you're right. That's the 10 a.m. price right there. So we can see when we got below the 10 a.m. price, right? Now we're back at it. We're just testing it with wicks.
J'ai traversé des tempêtes, mais maintenant tout va bien. Sans limite, elle fait ses empêtes, elle fait cramer la sève. J'ai traversé des tempêtes, mais maintenant tout va bien.
Okay, that's exactly what you want to see happen from the 10 a.m. price, right? I would have generally taken that short there, but I'm looking for a confirmation entry on price action like today, right? So if we get retracement to this 15-second gap, I'm gonna go short from there and go lower. Do we always need to wait for 10 a.m. to enter a trade? No. I've taken many 930 expansions, 930 manipulation models. If you've watched my videos, you would know. But this is exactly what I want to see. Open, manipulate, get below, retest, and then distribute lower. kind of slightly annoyed that I didn't take that there. That would have been the model entry right there. The only thing that was kind of putting me off was that there was no it didn't get below the 10 a.m. with the gap.
Just bought a pair of new jam fucking socks. Trust Tyler Perry, he made plays for the block. Wasn't even about to rap on this, but it knocked. Where you tryna go? Cause it's smoke at the top. Spray at the party, throw them bitches in the truck. We was just on Yellow Street, they was hitting it up. My life ain't a movie, bitch. It's just us. They can't find a shooter, bitch. Cause it's us. Us.
And we can see on the 5-minute chart that 10 a.m. opening price is an order block.
Don't know who to trust. My heart's be so broke that we've been shooting at the bus. Don't say play it patient, nah, dog. I'm in a rush. I'm trying to pull up, ayy. I'm trying to shoot, you trying to clutch, ayy. I'm trying to add them to the list like a
Yeah, we should most likely go lower from this gap.
I'm trying to smack these twins, show them it wasn't love, pussy.
If we're bearish, we don't even want to see this gap get filled. Just leave it as a breakaway gap and then expand lower. We've taken out the low from here. So next target is the next low.
Really big chain. Really, it's no wonder why my neck is in pain. Damn, Ice Man, your initials just changed. Mr. Riku, that's my other nickname. Spade at the party, long wheelbase range. Chances are I'll probably never see these hoes again. No face beat, that's my motherfucking hitter. Drake is your daddy and he couldn't find a sitter.
Every single year, what I'm grossing, nigga, bigger. If I really pop it, I have some niggas trigger. My bad. I ain't no real rapper, I'm a fucking grave digger. He don't like me cause my niggas killed one of his niggas. Pitch black paint, but the seats stay vanilla, go. I converse with CEOs, you talk on the pillow, go. Watch me do the training day and smack your main hitter. I got 50 some old schools like my name spelled 21. All these niggas cap, they exaggerating hats. Go against the mob, you be laying on your back. I don't speculate if I speak then it's the facts. We the type of niggas cut the tails out the rats.
Us, it was us.
Niggas shot my brother, now I don't know who to trust.
My office don't know that we don't do much
Bad girl look innocent, you wish it twisted, must be Caribbean. A young boy gonna drop with an upset. I told him just man civilians. For the whack was toast and finishing, but it just needs some configuring. They talk about your uppings, you and billing, but you can't beat me, you're doing sickening. Double R just cruising, 3 that nice, got knocked for a booting. Man's up, never losing, put him on mute, now the ops them a filming. We just paid them, check the bill. 3 man G's in, pay the bill. This guy legal, sex a bill. When I G got check for real.
In the Hellcat Dodge, I'm racing. Been out of town, I'm just dodging cases. 50K on my arm for the bracelet. Took off his face cause he thought he could take it. Well, it's spread like them hoes contagious. We spin a block with some shit that's outrageous. All the shorties don't blow from a dick. Give him shots up close to make sure he could taste it. Off of Addy drink, Julio straight. Got my game face on so I ain't have to chase it. I popped out of the show on the road. Got a little 100K for the back end payment. Looking back when it came real far, I remember being broke, selling crack on payment. Up that bitch, you can change to a style. Now they posting his pic on their Facebook pages.
I was broke on my knees on rug crap. Now you wanna call for my crew, man, fuck that. I'm dates and the cocktails. What's the only time man run back? Could've put a Rari, but I don't want that. Touch my watch, man, back it and chop that. Pretty girl, man, enough, and you pop that. Pop that, man, I'm in the brain, I rock that. Can't break me. Anytime I rip at me, it's street. Rock by the Grammys or risky, but we's even a rip boy from Pinkney. Knock off his jaw, been there before. Show her the art, they come out the car, pay out the bar, but she want the star. But look at the ass, but we got the boss. 10 girl want come on stage, like you don't got a white girl like Ollie me. Why everybody broke, just stop and eat. They never ever grand hard one come and take. Being broke on my knees, now stop that. But off my please don't touch that. You just know where we please don't contact. So I got spun body in the rucksack. I was broke on my knees on rug crap. Now you wanna call for my crew, man, fuck that. I'm dates and the cocktails. That's the only time man run back. Could've put a Rari, but I don't want that. Touch my watch, man, pass it and drop that.
Nothing comes ain't get that feedback. Thinking I'm wrong, she do that.
Looking back at the traders in the kitchen, crack the window, the fuse. Covers the dreads, steady by two. They trust it, lean on, didn't know the news. Overseas, snapping the view. Fuck the second.
Anbu feeding families in the Discord right now, bro. Every time. Now everyone is starting to understand how to follow Anbu's live. Just because Anbu doesn't take the trade doesn't mean I'm not going to eat off that. Exactly, yeah. So I will tell you what price should do and what I most likely will do. Okay, it's up to you to make your own decision to take a trade or not. All right, I gave you this signal here to go short, and I gave you this signal here to go short. Just because I'm not taking a trade doesn't mean you can't, right? The difference is that I don't need to take a trade, right? I'm in a position where I don't even have to trade for the rest of the year. Okay, I'm not looking to take trades or to make money. I'm just out here. But I will take the trades that are the best trades. And I mean, this trade, yes, it was good, it worked out. This trade, it was good, it worked out. Is that the best trade? No, right? You've seen my examples of my trades that I do take and my executions. They're the better trades. And I still think we might have a better trade in the mix, potentially coming up. But yeah, I'm not looking for trades like entry here, take profit here. That's I don't see any point of even taking that trade. Did you hesitate during this trade? I wouldn't say I hesitated. Right? I told you that we want to see a rejection from here according to the model, and it was even clear to see on the 15 second, right? The bodies were respecting. The only reason I didn't like it was because there was no gap aligned with 10 a.m. opening price. I've seen these models a lot of times, and the ones with the gaps move a lot faster. You could use this midpoint of this wick, which lines up perfectly with 10 a.m. You can use that as your gap to go short. But again, as I said already, to go short, let me just mark it out. This would be the trade. My bad. Okay, let's just say I got it at the very low. So this is a 1.5 risk reward. That's not the type of trades I take. So no. Would I say I hesitated? No. Okay, this is just the way I am, and it's the only way I was able to find consistency. Right, it's just by being very selective with what you take. What I will do and always do is anticipate and predict what price is going to do. And just because it does that does not mean that I'm going to feel FOMO and think that, oh, I could have made money on this move that I anticipated would happen. That's the unprofitable mindset. You should be able to anticipate what happens, but you should also only take the trades that are the best quality. Asparagus? Yeah, asparagus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm also thinking as well. Taking out areas of liquidity. And remember what I said at the beginning of the stream. Okay? At the beginning of the stream, I said it's better to wait for one side of the range to get taken out. In a consolidation, we're going to go back and forth for highs and lows. So if you wait for one side of the range to get taken out, then you can aim for the other side of the range. But still, right, there's nothing bullish about this. Still bearish. Next target potentially on Nasdaq is this low right here, 603.25. This is a 3-minute time frame. We have a 3-minute gap here aligned with that 1-minute gap. And look at the midpoints being respected. Alright, on both charts, you can see the midpoint being respected. Now, I don't like when price spends time in a fair value gap. Okay, that oftentimes tells me that we're going to disrespect it. I want a fair value gap to be like this. Minimally touch it by a very small amount. Tap and go. Instantly tap and go. That's the good fair value gaps. When price is doing this inside a fair value gap, I'm not saying that it's definitely going to go up and disrespect it, but it's not what you want to see. But as long as we stay below midpoint, everything is still bearish.
from the back of a perm. Ice, the bird, shitting on ugly turds. Can't take that dick with your turn. In my own lane, we can merge. So no help you can learn. Let's see how much you can earn. Why me go big like the word? And I ain't smoking no shirt. I'ma get big, keep speed. I love my bitches, it's pretty, they showing their titties, it's up to the ceiling. How did I rock to a million? I rock with a million, let's fuck on the bed. I'ma get down to the grid, then fuck up the city, the home of the villains. Ecstasy, wonderful feeling. Smoke out the pound when I'm chillin'. Trappin', I made me a killer. Look, I got everybody wishing. I hope you play your position. I don't want nobody listening. I see them hold with precision. Give us my only decision. They want no one that they calling me slurs. Drop me jump right on the curve. Make this one fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crack up the phone, I swear. Keep me a stick, take hers.
Faudra de la foi et du courage, une relation remplie de roches qui démarre sur les bras souris. Moi qui t'ai genre très savoir, alors son cœur criait au roi et que le mien cassé en vie. En bas du bâtiment, tu en as ma petite femelle des réseaux.
For London, just use the 6 a.m. candle or the 2 a.m. candle.
Je pense sur moi, cette début elle est là seulement pour les prendre des sous sur lui. Quand j'avais pas one sur moi, pas de soucis pour elle, de toute façon j'étais lui comme de tous ces mecs. Faudra de la foi et du courage, une relation remplie de rage, moi j'aime le soleil que l'orage. Elle veut son bras, son tatouage, que je me sépare de mon entourage, la dernière collection corrige. Dieu dans quel film on est, mais comment je me suis attaché sans la connaître. Tu es fait si elle veut ça, pourtant moi j'irais que le bonheur se trouvait pas dans la monnaie. J'ai assez fait, c'est que assez, j'ai assez mille. Oh là là, assez vite, elle me dit, tu bouges pas comme ça, j'ai pas assez vite. J'en plus sur moi, c'est fini, j'y ai réfléchi toute la semaine. J'aimerais pas ce que t'es sûr, moi j'avais bloqué ma soirée pour que tu montes sur moi. D'un coup mon cœur est lavé, elle s'est plus par l'eau toucher pour que je retourne ma veste. C'est ma bouche qui a dit non, alors que mon cœur voulait dire oui, mon cerveau qui demande ce que je fais. Faudra de la foi et du courage, une relation remplie de rage, à la fin je m'en suis pas remis. Tu sens que j'y arrive pas, je trouve le sommeil quand je suis seul, j'en dors après plusieurs nuits. Elle fait genre tout va bien, notre relation elle vit la vie qu'elle rêvait. Pour elle j'étais pas l'homme capable, un homme capable c'est celui qui déboule en bas de chez elle en fait faim. Je peux pas vivre sans toi, elle m'a dit que si tu me payes une carte c'est Santos. Mais avec tout le temps qu'on passe, tu veux pas mettre un peu plus de sérieux sur le dossier. Tu sais que l'argent ça compte pas, tu t'en rendras compte un jour à quel point je t'ai aimé. Je me dis je souhaite le meilleur, elle m'a dit souhaite-moi la richesse, moi fuck la santé.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, that short here would have been the trade of the day that I would have been looking for. So when I say I want to take one good trade a day, this would have been it. So we're below the 10 a.m., right? We get below the 10 a.m. with a 5-minute gap, and then we use that 5-minute gap to run out the lows and the remaining draws on liquidity. That I think this probably is the best trade you could have taken today.
If you can't do 10k for a suite, then I don't want to hear no chat about numbers. You and my youngers, all black sound like grungers. 10s and 20s and 100s, 10s and 20s and thousands. I can't never just allow album. On Mount Everest shouting, soon go back to the mountains. Third album, nigga, I blessed the beat and smoke. And my day one bros, they kept me close. Then I sit my technique, take the toe. They're trying to get me on the ropes. I ain't broken, especially in this cold. So please, man, let's just be adults. And don't be flexing in my goal. Nigga, you can't test me, I'm the GOAT. Roll this connection's looking dope. I got the Pepsi and the hole. And I ain't flexing on you niggas, cause I'll still be sexy if I roll. Wait, yeah, that was me to win. Like I'm designed to blow. We're doing major things, but it's a mind though. I used to play things, but that was time ago. When now I take you niggas to the wide flow. It's like, add them up once. Never could you take me for a dance. Been on the sea for 100 months. All I met is bare cunts. Take out for lunch. Eat the goose, get punch. Pick one boy from your bunch. Tell man jump. Oh, well, you didn't want to jump, well. Oh, well, look now you're slump. Little nigga, I swear. Little nigga, I swear. Get out my lane. Get out my lane. North and east and west, up top for the south and flames. This year I'ma be a household name. I grew up in a house of pain. I don't do it for the clout or fame. All the real niggas gonna vouch my name. All the real niggas gonna vouch my. Yeah. If you ain't got more than 5 top 10s, then I don't wanna hear no chat about charting. You might just starting. Coming like a young Chris Martin. Start swinging with my arms like Carlton. Start swinging with my arms like Anthony. All my niggas in charge from Anthony. Have you seen a bra and panty? If you see me in a dance, I'm Anthony. Quite frankly, heavyweight champion of the world. They wanna woo me from my belt. If you ever hear Swoomsy caught a nail, then I still tall before I fell. There's a couple birthdays coming now.
Fast 1 to 2, GG's. Nice one, Mateo. Why didn't you take the trade if it was the best trade of the day? Alright, sorry, 1 second, guys. I went into, if you were here at the start of the live stream, I said I'm not going to be taking a trade today, right? Or the chances are very low, and if I do take a trade, it's going to be with very low size. I'm not coming in to today looking for a trade. Right? I'm not saying there isn't trades available. There is, but just personally myself, I'm not going to be trading, especially since I am leaving tomorrow to go on vacation for 2 weeks. I'm just starting my vacation early, and I'm giving you guys this live to just walk price with you. Right? I told you, right? If you were listening, I told you there's a short here, there's a short here, there's a short here. Like, there's trades you can take, but I'm just not taking the trades because I'm not that I'm not willing to trade, but I just don't want to trade today. This is for you guys. This isn't for me. How's going live affecting your pressure? You wouldn't have taken this if you were not streaming. I don't feel pressure. I don't need to impress you guys. Or I'm also not scared to take a loss in front of you. It's just that, again, would I have taken this if I wasn't streaming? No, because I said I'm not going to be trading today. And if I do, it's going to be like 1 micro. It's going to be very small. Yeah, I don't need to take trades. I have huge buffer built. You've seen, let me just show you again for the guys that are new here, okay? My accounts, funded accounts, have a massive buffer. I do not need to take trades, okay? You might have misunderstood that just because I'm not taking a trade, it does not mean that you shouldn't. I've given you multiple trade ideas throughout this live stream, but I want you to make your own decisions like you would be on a day where I'm not live streaming. You should be making your own decisions. Savarna Kumar, I know, I always look at that. You see as important level the CE of higher time frame for value gaps to expect a valid reaction. Yes, of course. So this is the hourly gap right here, for example. We have one right here. This is a higher time frame gap, right? Then you just move this across. And we can see how we're using this midpoint, right? We use it here to reject higher, to send us into the first presented gap. Then once we get below the midpoint, look at this. As soon as we close below that midpoint, it lines up with the rejections higher. So this is a change in the state of delivery, and it happens once we get below the midpoint of this gap. That right there is a change in state of delivery. That right there is a short. You can go short. If you miss that, there's a confirmation entry right here. So yes, of course, you use the higher time frame gaps on the lower time frame, because you're just zooming in. That's all you're doing. Every live stream with you is worth 1 million. Great experience. Traveling to Europe. Yeah, Europe is undefeated. Maybe Dubai can compete, but yeah, I love Europe. How do you compare NQ and ES and YM? I know which one is weak and strong. I went through that at the start of the live stream if you want to just go back and rewatch. Do you think we can still take shorts today or a reversal? Yeah, we're clearly bearish. The trend is bearish. The bias is bearish. So I'd feel a lot more comfortable going for shorts than longs, right? But that all depends on price action and how price is reacting. If we get a rejection from these lows, price is telling you that we want to go higher, okay? But that's only if it happens. You can't go looking for a trade right here. Just looking at the 15-minute time frame, right? We use this gap to go lower. We reach the level. Now we've reached the level. We're likely going to use these levels to continue going even lower, okay? The chances of reversing from here are not as high as continuations. And you can see, right, 5-minute gap, every 5-minute gap that we get into ends up sending us lower. And that's exactly what happens on a trending environment, right? You reach a 5-minute gap, you go lower. So was today high probability or low probability? I'm going to say today was actually very high probability. And that's what I said. You can't classify that just because there's FOMC later on the PM session, that AM session is going to be bad. No, today was actually a very good trading session day. And you can see by the price action, it's nice, it's moving, it's going somewhere. And it offered entries along the way. It didn't just go there in 5 minutes. Right, it offered entries along the way.
Evil friends, gonna show you tryna roll with me and killing them when I met man decap. They a bit right where you sleep at. And I you I would think just being offensive. Know that offended, I'll get and bend it. Back one extension, and then I mentioned that it gets triple. Take your girl rent the why we gon' mental why. Liverpool, man, Canada, views on a Montclair. Man go heat from the street, come from there. From your twos or P's if you're from here. Mouth if you click, I just bought Montclair. Pens were major girl tiptoe, scroll that juice like wine, no calypso. X-Flash, that their paper like Victor. Pop that door, then pop that like pimple.
Any tips on how to avoid taking trades in retracement? You should take your trades off the higher time frames. So if you base your trades off of the higher time frames, you will never take a trade on retracements, if you know what I mean, right? If you base your trade off of higher time frame levels, then yeah, you're not going to be getting caught with retracements, because the retracements happen to your levels on the higher time frame and then they continue lower. Right, so this 5-minute should see price make us go lower. If it doesn't, does that mean we'll go higher? I don't think so. Right, I still think we're bearish. Just because we took out the lows doesn't mean that that's it. Right, in a trending market, let me just go on the hourly for this. Okay, so when we take out a low, for example, this low right here, okay, we are targeting this low on the way down. But once we take this low, we're not going to reverse and go higher. We're just going to continue, right? So that's pretty much the same situation we have here. That once we take the low in a bearish market, once we take a low, we'd expect continuation, right? Through the low and past the low. But this is complete consolidation and accumulation, and we have a FOMC later on, so right, you can't say that for certain. There's always a possibility that this is just a sweep, then we go for the high, sweep again, then go, whatever happens. It's a low probability day. I nearly always avoid when the higher time frame looks like this. I normally don't even trade, right? It's a personal preference, right? But if I have to trade and I want to trade and I have to trade, I can easily trade this environment. You have the most market experience, so whichever trades you don't take, I feel like you have reasoning why you didn't take it because you've seen enough experience to whichever trade you don't take, I feel like I have reasoning. Yeah, but my reasoning for not taking trades today is because I didn't want to trade today, right? I'm just here for you guys. But there was trades, definitely. There's a trade here, a trade here, trade here, and a trade here from this 5 minute. Another trade. Other days as well. Yeah, other days when I do want to trade. I don't really understand your question. Whichever trades you don't take, I feel like you have reasoning why you didn't take it. Yeah, there's always a reason why I don't take a trade, and that's capital preservation. If it's not a A+ setup, I'm not going to take it. So that's my reasoning behind it. Do you trade in your vacation? No, I use vacations as a mental reset, right? Because after a winning streak, you tend to get very, euphoric, right? You feel euphoria and you feel like you're unstoppable after a large winning trade. Not winning trade, a large winning streak. So you tend to make poor decisions in that unbalanced state of mind, which is either euphoria, or if you're in a losing streak, you're going to also make bad decisions. So I regularly take vacations just to reset my mind and come back and start from fresh again. Basically, it's like starting on a clean slate again. You're fresh and you're energized and you're ready to trade. But after a big winning streak, why many traders can't keep on to their profits is because they allow the state of euphoria to make them make poor decisions, such as, for example, let's just say I'm thinking, I haven't lost a trade in 10 trades, so this next trade is definitely going to win again. Let me just over leverage my account so I can make a load of money. Okay, and then that's the trade that's going to lose. And then you blow your account and you have to start from zero again. Right, that's not what I want to do. Both. Yeah, both. Depends. I do like solo traveling. Solo traveling is great. So I hope you guys did follow my subtle hints towards taking shorts. Let me know, type 1 if you did take a short today, and type 2 if you took a long, just for curiosity.
Rest of the time to me started going off a check. Yeah. Started going off a check. Go and do it on my own. People come and people go. I don't really wanna stress. Dropping kilos on the set. Go and make it out of edge. My daughter puts my eyes on watching Frozen, that's a cool kid. Still burn on the high road for my school kids, that was shoes on. Choppolini in my 2 phones. Wrist 2-tone, brother with me, he like 2 coats.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, guys, taking no trade as well is also a win, right? Because, let's just say, for example, if you took a loss, after you take that loss, or let's say you're in a losing position, you would do anything just to get back to zero, wouldn't you? And that's just human psychology. But you're already at zero by not taking a trade. So why would you want to take a loss just to then feel like you need to get back to zero, and that if you get back to zero is the best case scenario? Like, that's just our human psychology. But you can achieve the same result with less effort, or even zero effort, by just not taking any trades at all. Travel with your girl, multiple. Traded pre-market and got rinsed. I was up all night and couldn't sleep. Yeah, you shouldn't really trade pre-market, I'm gonna be honest. I just took a 10k payout, I'm good with taking nothing. That's exactly what you need to be doing, John. Well done. So, another thing which comes from human psychology is, as John said there, I just took a 10k payout, I'm good with taking nothing. What most people would do after taking a payout is they're in that state of euphoria, as I talked about before, where they will then over leverage or over trade because they're in an elevated state of emotion, right? They think that, I just got a 10k payout, I feel great, let me make some more money and get another 10k payout straight away. And then you end up blowing that account. How many times have you gotten a payout, just in general to everyone, how many times have you gotten a payout and then blew your account on the same day? That exact same account. Or the next day? One, yeah. Yeah, so that's what happens, right? So if you take even a break after payouts or a break after winning streak, you're going to eliminate the possibilities of any of that happening, and then, nothing bad can happen. If you do nothing, nothing bad can happen. The best dad of all time, yeah. Reversal sequence to go to the upside? I don't think so, no. Like you can see here, look. These black lines are previous lows. Look how we're using the previous low paired with the 5-minute gap to continue going lower. This is not an indication of a reversal. If we were to reverse, we need to see price expand past these lows, reject off of the low, and then I would want to see us reject off 10 a.m. and then go higher for the 9:30 highs, which is a classic 10 a.m. reversal for 9:30 high model, right? This is what we want to see in a market maker buy model. But as of right now, there's no indication that we're going to reverse. Okay, we need proof, we need evidence. You can't just be making assumptions. What did I say? Let me go back up. What do you do on vacation? Nature or society? I just do anything, I won't lie. Just go with the flow. Depends on the place as well. But obviously, there's nothing better than just chilling in a high-end restaurant or a cigar lounge, or just you get the vibes from luxury places of people on a higher frequency, right? People that are wealthy in life and successful in life, they're operating from a higher frequency. The people you would see in a Starbucks, for example, they're obviously on a lower frequency, and they would carry that negative vibe, and it will also affect you. If you surround yourself with positive people, you will also by effect become positive yourself. That's what I did after my first payout. Yeah, I blown the account right after my first payout. Yeah, that's what happens, guys. I'm not saying that that's what happens all the time. It's something that you should be aware of, because that's human psychology. So after a payout, you should lower your risk. After a payout, you should maybe not trade for a day. And that's just measures to protect your capital. Again, I keep saying, I don't care about making money. I care about preserving my capital and not losing. That's all I care about. And that's the only reason I have the success that I have. Because I don't care about winning. I care about not losing. And by not losing, you end up winning. Okay, so if you focus on winning, that won't give you the same result as focus on not losing. And then as a side effect, you're going to end up winning. Does that make sense? Bro, stop saying come to India, man. I get that all the time. Yeah, I don't know about India. It looks nice in some places, but bro, the heat, and it's far away from where I am as well. Yeah, 5 and 15 minute are the key to good entries, exactly. I have a brother who wants to trade and talks about the end result, but not even started the first process, which is learning. Yeah, see, that's the same. It's not just your brother, right? It's everyone in the world, in this life, right? If they want something, they focus on the outcome. Okay, they focus on the effect, and you cannot have an effect without a cause, right? The law of cause and effect states that without an effect there will be no cause. People focus on the end goal, okay, but what I focus on is, what do I need to do to be good every day? So I follow my rules, I'm patient, I don't over leverage, I don't over trade, I don't do any of that stuff that we know not to do. And if I just focus on those things, again, as a byproduct, coincidentally, I'm going to achieve my goals. But people just focus on the wrong things. Before people even get a payout, they're thinking what they're going to do with that payout. Come on. Yeah, Romanian music is nice. So I'd rank it like this. So French music number 1, Spanish music number 2, and then Italian and Romanian would be my number 3. I'm not sure which one's better. I've been to Bucharest before, yeah, Bucharest is nice. UK. Yeah, I understand French and Spanish, a little bit of Italian. Okay, African songs. I'm on about just European songs. African songs, I love that shit. Let me play some. on the subatomic level, everything is energy. Everything is vibrating. I'm actually reading a very interesting book at the moment. Now that you say that, it's called "Stalking the Wild Pendulum on the Mechanics of Consciousness" by Itzhak Bentov. Yeah, and everyone, well, you should know that every atom on a subatomic level is hollow space. Just the nucleus, which is a tiny fraction, is somewhat solid, but 99.99999% of the atom is empty space. It's a void, and it's just vibrating. That's what makes it feel like it's solid, because there's billions of these atoms vibrating together at the same time in the same frequency, which makes it feel like solid, but in reality it's 99% empty. That's the reality that we live in. Yes. What percentage of mainstream traders do you think actually make money trading? 5%. And it's not a guess, it's not anything, it's 5. Because that's the facts. 5% of all people make money from trading and 95% lose. That doesn't change just because you're a mainstream trader, right? If you take away affiliate codes and mentorship fees and Discord groups, paid Discord groups, and all of these other sources of income that these mainstream traders have, if you take all that away, they would be broke, okay? Because they're not actually making money from trading. They're making their money from selling mentorships and selling their souls for affiliate commission. So without that, they would have nothing, trust me. But 5% of the mainstream people do make money, and that's not me guessing, right? It's fact. Because 5% of all people make money from trading and 95% lose. It's a well-known statistic. I'm 26. Yeah, they get 20% per evaluation, exactly. So if you think about prop firms, yeah, they're able to pay out millions and millions of dollars every month in payouts. So that means their revenue generated from failed evaluations is at least double what they pay out, okay? So out of all of that generated income, affiliates get 20% of that. Think about how much money that is. Sure, Patrick Wieland, I believe, makes over $1 million a month just from affiliates commission, right? Are you a Freemason? I wouldn't say I'm a Freemason, but I know what it is, and I agree with it. go to church. Sometimes, right? Sometimes I do go to church, but the kingdom of God is within. You don't need to go to church, right? There's a church inside your body that you can attend at will at any given moment. So you don't need to go to church to be religious. And just because you go to church does not automatically make you religious. Yeah, I turned it up on purpose. I love that part of the song. Okay, back to trading. Obviously, there is trades here, but are any of them specifically great? Not really. This is still kind of a consolidation market, right? It's 11 o'clock right now, so there's going to be a new hourly candle opening. Now, looking at the hourly close, does that look bullish or bearish? Okay, it's obviously bearish. 15-minute, we're zooming in, right? So we go from the hourly, we see what the hourly looks like. Now we're zooming in. We're using this low, potentially to go lower, right? Look at the candle body closure. Okay, it closed below the low, respecting the low, and it's only wicks going past it. Now we zoom in again, 5-minute. Right, and we're getting more information every time we zoom in. And that's what we do in trading, right? We go from the hourly time frame, or we go from the 4-hour realistically. That's what the 10 a.m. model is. And then we just zoom in to get a clearer view of price action. Now, I wouldn't be taking any trades in this region of price. If you haven't taken a trade already, right, going short to these levels, then you definitely shouldn't be looking for something over here. ICE, frequency and vibration is the key to the universe, as one of my idols said, Nikola Tesla. So I believe that. Now, someone said, would I consider longs? Yeah. This looks like a complete market maker sell model, right? We completed the sell model up to here. So would it make sense to take out some liquidity next? Somewhere around these highs? Yeah, that makes sense. But the buy model needs to be confirmed. And it's not confirmed. You taking vacation from live streaming? No, I'm taking vacation from... I think that's a self-explanatory answer. I'm taking vacation to take a vacation. I don't often live stream. I live stream once a week. And I only started like last month, I believe. Are you still trading after FOMC? No. You shouldn't trade during the PM session of FOMC, and I finished my trading week yesterday. So yesterday was when I finished my trading week, and I'm gone. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I'm not going to be trading after FOMC. But yeah, generally on FOMC weeks, you want to trade Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes Friday. That's going to be the best days to trade. Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Friday. And Thursday, of course. .369 is all about geometry. We do not say the G word, but that's a mental illness. And I don't care to be cancelled or whatever. That it's a mental illness and full stop. That's it. Yeah, I live in the UK, right? You should know this, right? If you just had a few brain cells and you strung them together, and by the time when I post my screenshots, it says the time in the top left corner, and it says the time on my Tradecopia, my local time, and there's only, I think, a couple of countries with that local time, so it's not hard for you to decipher where I am living. But I have a business in Dubai. Did I ever doubt myself on my path to becoming profitable? Surprisingly, no. Right? I've made my journey public, and I've talked about how I wasn't seeing results for the first 3 years, 2-3 years. I wasn't seeing results, but for some reason I wasn't discouraged at all, and I never had any doubt because I was able to read price action and I knew what would happen. But I don't know. I knew there was something more to it, and that's just the way I am with everything in life. It's you keep trying until you get it, and it's impossible that you don't get it if you try hard enough. The business is for profit and payouts, so I don't get taxed. There might be local taxes in Dubai, but there's no taxes on foreign sourced income, and there is a small I think it's 9% tax. I let my accountant deal with that. I don't really care, but yeah, there is taxes now in Dubai. I believe it's 9%, which is still a lot lower than every other country. Yeah, if you live in the USA, you're cooked. You're getting taxed. It doesn't matter where you live or where you go. You're getting taxed if you were born in the USA.
Okay, miss, what's your flavor? Do me a favor, do not do me any favors.
Okay, miss, what's your flavor? Do me a favor. Do not do me any favors.
Okay, miss, what's your flavor? Do me a favor, do not do me any favors.
Okay, miss, what's your flavor? Do me a favor. Do not do me any
The
favors.
stars is like constellations.
compilation. If I put your name in my songs, you'll be famous. When I'm not around, you just put me onto your playlist. Bankroll, baby, I all like the Lakers.
So what I've done here is I've measured this manipulation leg, and as of right now, right, nothing is confirmed. We have to get at least to the -1 level for this to be confirmed, and that would also mean by extension that we get above the 10 a.m. price. Okay, and then we can aim for these highs here. That's how I get my entries the way I get them, right? So in the same way that I said I don't look for these type of trades that are enter here, exit here, that's too small for me. I don't care about those trades. The trades I care about is enter long and aim for these highs all the way up here. That's the type of trades that I take. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm anticipating a potential reversal. Okay, and what I mean by potential is that yes, we can reverse from here, but until we get above the 10 a.m., until we get to the -1, until we disrespect these gaps and close above and create new bullish PD arrays, then I don't care about entering price. I'm anticipating and then participating.
Sunday. Ooh, I'm a full top and that's ain't no chance in it. I'm hanging on my neck like a chandelier. I got moves to make, I got something in the right. Selling candy bars, sound like me when I was 8. Smash for the club, dash, I'm out, mashing for the crowd.
How do you even draw it? I think something like this, right? Right. Damn, I don't know. I'm trying to draw it, but I don't know. I don't know how to. Wait, let me try again. Like this. And like this. Like this. Oh, that looks good, yeah. That's it.
You ain't ready for this shit. Nah, you ain't ready for this talk. Keep my name out your mouth. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Watch your mouth. You ain't ready for this crowd. You ain't ready for this crowd. Smash for the crowd. Dash, I'm out. Flashing for the crowd. GT for the crowd. Oh, I'm out. Draco on the couch. Oh. Smash for the crowd. Dash, I'm out. Flashing for the crowd. GT for the crowd. Oh, I'm out. Draco on the couch.
Y capaz no funcionamos, capaz nos dimos la mano, capaz nos fuimos temprano y queremos quedarnos más. Que nada de 2 semanas, cuando te diga te amo, sin que lo digas te clavo, como esto va a terminar. ¿Qué más da? Besarte tan fácil, quería olvidarte, no lo logré, pero casi. ¿Qué más da? Si besarte tan fácil, te sigo en la red como fan a papá. I let them
So this just something for here. This right here, this gap. The reason this gap is key, let me just get rid of this, is because it aligns with a low. Okay, so a gap that aligns with a high or low in the market is going to be a high probability gap. Okay, because yes, support and resistance does work. Like, look at this. See this black line is a low, and this black line is another low. See how we're using the low to reject? We go back to the low, sweep the high, taking out the first mouse, and then continue lower. Then we use the other low as an entry to then go short. But again, like, these are not the type of trades that I want to take, right? It's something like this and like this. I'm not saying it's a bad trade, but it's it's low risk reward. If you want to be riskier, you can do something like this. Standard deviation for lower targets. Yeah, I'll show you. So this I use standard deviation. So 930 manipulation model. This is it. 930 manipulates higher. We get below 930 right here, but what happens before that? We got below the first presented, we got below the hourly, we got below a lot of key levels, and once we're below this level, that means manipulation has stopped. So manipulation is done. Where can we go? -1. You can see the initial reaction from -1 to give us the retracement. Then look at -2. Right, these things are it's hard to argue that they're random, right? When we get these reactions from these levels, -1 and -2. Do you see that? And what happens at -2? You want to see retracement or reversal at -2. So from this level, you want to see retracement or even a reversal from -2. Now, in an extremely bearish market, this is enough of a retracement from the -2 level to then continue to -4, right? And we can see we still have a lot of the gap left to fill. Midpoint is all the way over here, and then the low end of the gap is all the way down here. Okay. But that doesn't mean that it has to happen today. Again, it doesn't happen today. How long would it take to get profitable with your strategy? I've seen people in the group get profitable after 2 weeks using my strategy. I've seen some take a month. I don't know. Well, if some of you guys can share your own experience of using my strategy, how long did it take you to get profitable with the strategy? And it's not the strategy that's the main component, it's my psychology videos that will have the biggest effect on your success, right? The model and the strategy is all well and good, right? But if you have bad psychology, then it's not worth anything, because one bad day will take it all your progress away from you. What do I think about one-to-one risk reward? It's not I'm not going to hate against it, right? It's still a winning strategy, and it's a higher winning strategy than a 3-1 or 4-1 or 5-1, right? But let's just say, for example, right, this was an example of a 1-to-1 trade that I didn't want to take because, again, it's 1-to-1. So that low there, let's just say your stop loss was exactly at a 1-to-1. Just for the sake of this example, you had your stop loss above this high. That's great, that's good. But the thing with 1-to-1s is you only make what you're risking. Okay, so if you're risking $200, you're making $200. So you're going to need 10 winning trades or trading days in order to make 2k profit. And if you want a max payout, you're going to need 20 trading days, which I'm not saying is bad, but I'm just saying it's not as efficient. A good trader will not trade 1-to-1s, because 1-to-1s are 50-50 probability. Okay, a good trader will take at least 5-to-1s, not at least 3-to-1s, 3-to-1 to 5-to-1, and yeah, definitely not 10-to-1s or 20-to-1s. That's just unrealistic. You're never going to get those type of trades consistently. But okay, let's just say I wanted to trade today. Okay, once we get below this first presented gap, I would go short here. I would go short inside this gap to go lower. Let's say I waited for more confirmation and I took this trade, right? Then that's another risk reward. Let's say I wanted to wait for even more confirmation and I took some other trade. I would go, like you seen what I did on the 15-second time frame. I zoomed in heavily. So let me go back and do that again. This is how I enter and this is how I trade. So I said, if you remember, or if you were there was an SMT at these highs. So let me just put the tool down. Yes, hello. Okay, there we go. So you can see the SMT at those highs, right? ES made a higher high, Nasdaq made a lower high. And now I call this out real time, not after the fact. I call that in real time. So what I would do is I would wait for the SMT, and then I would enter off of the candle that confirms the SMT is going to hold. So I would enter somewhere like this, anywhere here. Let's just say worst case scenario, I get filled down here. Okay, my stop loss is going to be at that high because I don't want that high to get revisited, because if it does, that means the SMT is going to be invalidated. And then I would aim for draw on liquidity. This low here, that's around a 5-to-1. Okay, and if you want this low here, pretty much same, 6-to-1. Okay, that's how you get big or trades. You don't have to cash the top tick for big risk reward trades. Ice, yes. Now, one characteristic of price after taking out targets is we're going to make it look like we're going lower. So like a big candle like this makes it look like we're going lower. People are going to chase shorts right here, and then we go higher. Right, that's a common characteristic of what price would do at the smart money reversal zone, or in other words, at areas below key areas of liquidity. So people are chasing shorts here, and then they bring it all the way back. My max losing streak. I don't have that data because I haven't had a losing day in months. Like losing trades are okay, they're fine. But the losing streaks tend to happen when you take multiple trades in a single day, and you're revenge trading and you're over trading and you're over leveraging and all that stuff. That's when the losing streak happens, because you're not thinking clearly and you're not taking the best setups. You're just focusing on making money. Do I trade London? No. 15. How to use a 15-second chart? It will come with experience for yourself. Appreciate you blessing us with the knowledge. Yeah, anytime. How will you journal trades if you don't mind? Could you show it in live? Okay, so when I journal my trades, right, this is what I do. So let's just say I took this trade here, aiming for that low, stop loss there. Okay, so the first thing I would do is go 15-minute time frame. Okay, just like that. Screenshot. I'm screenshotting this because that's my 15-minute. Then I drop to the 5-minute. Okay, and I want to catch the profile from midnight on my 5-minute chart. I'm screenshotting this. And this tells you stuff that the 1 minute won't tell you, right? On the 1 minute screenshot, I'm not going to be able to see where we are in the range. All I'm seeing is this zoomed in version of price. And if you journal like this off the 1 minute time frame, you're never going to know why that trade worked, because the only reason that trade worked was because we've expanded away from the 15-minute, we're respecting the 5-minute gap, and then look at the 10 a.m. opening price acting as an order block to send price to this clear drawn liquidity. That's not visible on the 1 minute, but it is on the other time frame. So I include sometimes my daily and the 1 hour, but I leave the daily and the 1 hour for the end of week reviews and end of week journaling. So on the day by day basis, that's what I do. I go 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute. And then I also take a screenshot of the regular trading hours chart. And then I just write what type of day it was. So it was 9:30 Judas, followed by 10 a.m. continuation to the downside. What trade did I take? 10 a.m. continuation. And that's it. No more, no less. I see some people in their journals, they write paragraphs. If you're ever going to review your journal, you're not going to read those paragraphs. Humans are visual interpreters. If you see a picture, that's worth 1,000 words. You don't need the words in your journal, you just need the pictures. How do you refrain from FOMOing and not taking any trades? I genuinely blow my shit smooth off before 10 a.m. even hits. Most times I'm blowing my accounts in London. Yeah, that's an issue. That's definitely an issue. How do I refrain from FOMOing? Okay, please just watch my videos. That's all I can say. Just watch my videos. Alright, I have 3 psychology videos that are 1 hour long, or maybe I have 4. And then I have a risk management video. But the psychology ones are the more important ones. And it's not just psychology, it's laws of the universe. If you're focusing on the outcome, which is the only reason you're over leveraging and blowing your account is because you want to make money. And as soon as you take a losing trade, you feel like you need to take another trade instantly to make that money back, plus some, right? But now you're thinking from the mindset of trying to make money. And if you're trying to make money, or if you're trying in anything, that means you don't already have it. I don't have to try because I already am. Take that down. I don't have to try because I already am.
Murder one. I think I invented this shit from the hood, but they call me phenomenal. I was in Miami, took out the Texas, put some dick on the tongue. Oh Lord, this country know that I'm one. Murder one. So I put a body kick on the road, but she ain't even got an ass. She wanna shoot the shit like a soldier, cause you know I got the cash. Brand new design, I gotta pull off the tag. I been off the I gotta pull off the bag.
Yeah, and what people would do in this situation is they would try and catch something. They would try to make some money and they would go short, then they get stopped out. And then they would go long and then they would get stopped out. Then they would go short again, catching the move, FOMOing on this move down here, get stopped out. And that's how the cycle happens of over trading and over leveraging. The market is pretty much designed and it influences you to want to do that. It wants to encourage that type of behavior in people because, and we are very predictable people. Humans are predictable, right? We're all the same. We all have the same brain and the same reactions. So when people see this move up at 9:30, they're gonna want to chase that shit long. What happens? It goes lower. Then we retest, use this 5% gap to then go lower. Now people are chasing this short here that missed the move, they get stopped out. Now they're gonna go long, stopped out. Do you understand the cycle? Alright. Basketball, football. Yeah, that's the two main sports. Never thought of the 15-second as an entry time frame. Well, I'm gonna say the 15-second time frame is only a time frame. The 1 minute time frame is only a time frame. If I can take trades just with the 4-hour chart open, I don't need the 15-second, right? Because you can see price is still moving, right? It's printing, it's moving. It's the x-axis and the y-axis. Time, price, right? That's moving no matter what time frame you're on. But the lower and lower you go on the time frames, the more information gets given to you and you can make more accurate trading decisions. So, but you already need to have an idea based off of the higher time frame, because there's going to be hundreds of entries on the 15-second chart, but you just need the one good one. And I never go to the 15-second time frame unless it's an area where I already want to enter off of the 1 minute. For example, when I went on the 15-second time frame right here, live, right? I said this is a great place to short from, and I went to the 15-second time frame to confirm that idea, and there was a gap there, but the gap is not there on the 1 minute, but it was there on the 15-second. There was an SMT on the 1 minute, but it's more visible on the 15-second. Right? It's just more visible, but it's still the exact same price printing on every time frame. Okay. You just go to the lower and lower time frames for accuracy and to zoom in more. But you shouldn't be on the 15-second time frame primarily looking to take trades, because you're going to find 1,000 setups and only a handful are going to be winning trades. What's your view on market makers buying data from prop firms and institutions so that they can know how traders trade and engineer the markets to hunt their liquidity? Market makers are not concerned with prop firms. Prop firms is simulated capital. The market makers are using live capital, right? Prop firm capital or prop firm accounts will not fill their orders because it's demo, right? It's that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Who said that? Lem, what is wrong with you, man? Is life fractal just like the charts? Yep. It's actually kind of scary because I never had that type of mindset really before I started trading. I was kind of clueless to the world around me. But ever since I started trading and learning more and more about deeper things and how price moves, I find that it correlates to life completely. Yeah, life is fractal in every way. And you can see it in biology and in nature and in the universe and everything around us. Everything is fractal. You hear about that thing Trump is doing where he's giving insider information for 100K a month. I doubt that's happening because that's highly illegal. No trades, Daniel, no trades. Let me take this off actually. Okay. Yeah, so for the AM session so far, that was the highest probability trade you could have taken. Enter short off the 10 AM opening price and aim for the lows. The best trade was that one there, most likely. Yeah, and then from now, 11:30 until 2 p.m., I don't expect anything to happen, right? There's a news release happening. So, what did Price want to accomplish today? Think about it, right? We opened up at 9:30 inside a 50-minute gap. That's not random. We created SMT. That's not random. Then we distributed lower. 10 a.m. opened right here. Does it make sense for the 4-hour candle to go all the way up here? Or does it make sense to just go right down here? Right, and that was the objective since 9:30. 9:30 opened up and we had a little Judas, a manipulation at the high. But then we distributed to the low, and now the objective is taken for the AM session. After this, you shouldn't be looking for anything. Your trading day is done. Whether you took a trade and you won or lost, or whether you did nothing, your trading day is done after the objective is met. Will you stream after FOMC? No. Powell paid today. What do you mean by that? Powell paid. Powell trades rejection blocks using the 10 a.m. rejection block. There's no rejection block here. If anything, he would have probably went long. This is my model. Don't say Powell paid, all right, and be in my stream. This is my model, and I have video evidence of me trading this model 3 years ago. And Powell only started trading like last year, so don't say any type of that bullshit.
Young boys are sliding over what I don't know, cause I ain't spoke to womankind. Ain't afraid of getting older, scared of being left behind. And then I question, will I live my life in resent? Is anybody ever gonna take my kindness for strength? I gave Tisha the world who wanted nothing and she went. Everybody's making content, but nobody's content. Safe space, can I vent? It crept up. My girl cheated on me when I was next up. It made me want even more, and it's messed up.
Recommendations in Europe. South of France is amazing. Italy is nice. Barcelona, Madrid, London. If you want to go there, it's not bad either. Where else? I've still yet to go to Scandinavia. That's actually somewhere I want to go. Barcelona or Madrid? Barcelona. No, I haven't visited Belgium. And again, yeah, guys, you shouldn't be looking for any trades. Don't. I'm just here to chill out and have a chat with you guys, right? But yeah, you shouldn't really be looking to take any trades here. Just tape reading, building experience, whatever you want. And again, I'll repeat myself. I didn't come into the trading day wanting to take a trade. Right? It was always going to be a no trading day for me. And if I was going to take a trade, it would have been with like 1 or 2 micros. I've mentally checked out of trading yesterday. I finished my trading week yesterday. And you can all agree that I walked price down today, right? I told you exactly what was going to happen and when it was going to happen and from where it was going to happen and where we were going. All right, so it's up to you to make your trading decisions based on that. And yeah, that's going to be it. You should not be looking for any more trades after this. Please do not trade FOMC later on. And that's it. Take care. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I may or may not be trading. It depends. I might trade maybe 1 or 2 days out of the 2 weeks. I'll bring my laptop with me just in case. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something here and had a good time. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and then on the live streams in 2 weeks time you will see me take trades again like I did in previous streams. But I will be taking trades and I'll be making money, of course, once again. Alright, have a good day, guys.